Party.
Hello, welcome to the party.
Hi, I've never met you before.
I know.
Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time.
Hello and welcome back to Just Two Guys. It's been a while since we've done a new show, so we're excited to get into it. Later on, we're going to have an exciting guest, Jessica English from Channel 20, so that'll be exciting.
Be a good interview.
But first of all, we're going to start off with some questions. John, do you want to start or do you want me to?
You take the first one.
All right. John, now I might be a little rusty at this because it has been a while, but
Yeah.
if the U.S. Mint decided to put your likeness on a piece of currency, what would you like it to be? It can be anything, even something like a $7.33 bill. It can be anything you want. They're going to create a new currency just for you.
Well, when I was a kid, I always liked 50-cent pieces. They were just big and cool, and they felt good in your hand. So I think one of those.
So you're
Special
kicking Kennedy off the...
Yeah, I'm tired of that guy's likeness on the 50-cent piece.
Yeah, he's been all over it for too long now.
Plus, I think this jacket would really etch well into the surface.
Would you
of
do
a coin.
profile or front?
Probably a profile. I always like that look.
That's good.
Looks prestigious.
That's good.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes.
Name a person, place, or event that changed your life forever.
Oh.
I told you I'm going to hit you with some hard hitting.
Okay, in high school, senior in high school, and I never did plays, never did any acting, but I decided to act in a play called, it was a Jabberwocky, and it was a Thurber play. And I actually just picked up my brother to do he was going to audition. Well, I ended up auditioning because they were bored. So I did the audition, got the part, was scared to death getting on the stage, and everybody told me you're gonna be freaking out opening night, freaking out. So freaked out. Got on stage, was calm as can be. That's how I learned how to do public speaking.
That's awesome.
I just figured out there's actually no fear involved.
So your first acting experience was sort of happenstance.
It was very easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's when I realized public speaking, cinch.
See, I should have done that because I have a fear of public speaking.
Yeah, so I love public speaking now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Thanks.
That was just one incident of changing my life.
That's great.
Okay, you find yourself in a situation much like situations that arose in the Western classics where you are faced off with two other people, revolvers unholstered. So there's three of you, kind of a triangle. In the interest of survival, who do you shoot first, Steven Tyler or David Cassidy? And tell me how you got into that situation.
Well, Steven Tyler or David Cassidy.
And tell me how you got there.
Okay, well, how I got there was that I was in the process of burning all of Aerosmith's CDs. I had a giant pile of them in the back of my pickup truck, and I was burning them. And David Cassidy happened by, and I said, you are a terrible, terrible man, and I think you should be punished for what you've done to us in the
Partridge
universe.
Family or otherwise?
And so he pulled a gun on me and said, how dare you talk about me that way? And I pulled a gun on him. And then Steven Tyler came out of nowhere and said, how dare you burn our CDs? We're the greatest band who's ever played. And it was a three-way stand at that point.
And who do you shoot first?
Well, I think I would shoot Steven Tyler because I think what he's brought upon the world has been an even greater scourge than what David Cassidy's done. I mean, David Cassidy's been pretty irrelevant for a long time, so Steven Tyler keeps popping up with his big mouth, and so I'd take him out first.
Okay.
But I'd probably try. I've always thought if I were in one of those, I'd try some cool move where I would like drop down all of a sudden and shoot, so that if somebody else shot, I would. Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, thanks.
Very good.
Question for you. It's a fill in the blank. Got a lot of blanks.
Boy.
On your way to
The movies.
you are run off the road by,
Jessica English.
after crashing into a stand of trees, you are attacked by a wild.
Frog.
You run down a hill toward a.
Water pail.
There you are confronted by a masked.
Masked wolf.
You have finally had it. You reach for a.
Gun.
And.
Shoot the
That's it.
wolf.
Awesome.
Wow, that was random.
You have
That was
a
very
masked
good.
wolf. That's my favorite part of that.
I don't know where I came up with that. That was very good.
You sure it
Those
wasn't a
things are very
raccoon?
hard. I'm gonna
They are
get
hard.
you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'd
get
like
you
to.
on it. Well, it was kind of dark. I didn't know if it was a raccoon or a wolf.
Oh, okay.
A big raccoon.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pre-marriage. You're meeting your girlfriend's parents for the first time. Dinner at their house. Midway through the meal, the meet and greet is going very well until you lose the fight with the enchilada combo platter you had for lunch, making itself known in a silent but deadly way.
Yeah.
You are certain the goodwill you've generated with the parents is lost, but 10 seconds after the initial assault, the mother accuses the father in no uncertain terms of the deadly deed. Do you admit to the offense and risk personal embarrassment, or put on your best poker face and hope the blame doesn't find its way back to you?
I think I'm going to blame it. I'm going to let the blame roll on someone
You're
else.
going to let it roll, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty good at keeping a straight face during times like
You
that.
don't think the dad's going to look over at you like, I knew it was you.
No, we can always forge some relationship later around tacos or poker or basketball or
Cars.
something. Yeah. So I think that would be something I would just let roll.
Okay.
I mean, it's too early. It's too early. You can't blow it with an enchilada-induced
No.
toot.
Flatulence.
Flatulence, yeah. That's a great question, though. I like those scenarios.
Yes, that was actually a viewer question.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Yes, yes.
I like those. Here's one. It's a situation.
Mm-hmm.
You overhear a coworker plotting your murder.
Oh.
You hear him say that he wants you to be attacked in your sleep next Tuesday night by a masked assailant.
Uh-huh.
What do you do?
I walk up to Bob and sorry.
Bob. Who's that?
And I start buttering him up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
trying to maybe get him to feel a little guilty. And then I tell him where I'm going to be that night. Okay? I say I'm going to be, I don't know, maybe I'm going to be sleeping downstairs because we're doing something upstairs.
Yeah.
You know? So I make that setup. So when the guy comes in, I get the jump on the guy who's coming to get me. Because
that's
he
nice.
thinks that I'm going to be in one place.
Good moves.
I'm going to be in another place.
That's excellent.
Yeah. It's just to get the jump on the guy.
Are you going to also have the police on standby?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
I'm in movie world.
Yeah, you're in Chuck Norris lane.
Police doesn't work for me. So, very good question. Very good question. Let's see. You're in charge of the distribution division at the Acme Anvil Company, and business isn't doing too well. You're hauling in a hefty salary and faced with two options. Give up your salary. Now, you're not fired. You get to keep your health insurance, pension, vacation days, etc.
Okay.
Or fire 5 employees. What do? The good of the company or those employees or yourself? Who are you going to choose?
Oh, I have to either fire 5 employees or lose all my pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
First, I think I would settle for a reduction in pay first, I think.
That's not an option. Corporate has spoken.
Gosh, I don't know. I think I'd have to look elsewhere. I'm not.
So you would just quit.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously have skills that I've made. I've
So
raked in a big
you'd
income
let
at
the
this.
5 employees stay, and then you'd still be working while you're looking for another job. You get your pension and your.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I would try to work something out. I wouldn't want to just. I mean, that doesn't seem fair to me. That I would be sacrificing
This stuff
5
isn't
lives
fair.
for my
This
own.
is life.
It is life.
At the Anvil
It
Company.
is life at the Acme Anvil Company.
Yes. Yes.
What's your favorite Jello-related experience?
I don't have that many. I've never wrestled in Jello.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Birthday parties?
No. Are you talking about Jello shots?
Whatever. It's as long as it's got Jello.
Jello shots been good, but nothing good experience. I mean,
Jello shots usually
I
don't.
think the
end in a
best
good
experience I've ever had. I really had a great red Jello with bananas in it once. It was excellent.
Yeah, that's great.
But no, nothing.
Well, that's good, and that's what I was looking for. It doesn't have to be exciting.
So I was sitting at a family reunion eating a Jello with bananas in it, and that's
perfect.
That's what I got.
I like that.
All right, real quick. Who do you think was or is the wittiest person to have ever lived? And do you wish to possess that same wit, or do you just enjoy it as an observer?
Was or is the wittiest person?
Yeah.
I don't know. Mark Twain is probably up there. It seemed like he had something to say about everything.
Yeah.
I think Abraham Lincoln was a pretty witty guy.
Yeah, he was.
He always knew how to tie stories into everything that he did. And what was the second
Would
part?
you want to be that witty, or did you just enjoy the observation?
Oh, I'd love to be that witty. Yeah,
Okay.
I would.
Well, John, I think we're done with our question and answers, but we'll get on to the next part of the show and interview Jessica English.
Great.
Thanks. Welcome back. We've got a very exciting guest here today, and you would probably most likely know her if you got up early in the mornings. But we have Jessica English here. She's going to talk about what she does, who she is, and various other topics that come up. John, do you want to start off this interview?
Sure. Which camera's on right now? That one.
Professionalism.
Yeah, I'd like to
well,
I'd like to start by knowing what a typical day is like for you. How do you get started? And
okay,
what's
from
it like?
beginning to end.
Just roughly, just quickly. You don't have to know.
Do everything?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I typically get up at 3 o'clock
Whoa.
in the morning.
You could watch our show.
I'm barely even drunk by 3 o'clock.
Yes, I get up at 3. But I've really got it down to a science because I have to be at work at 4. So I just leave 10 minutes before, and then I'm just really good at multitasking, so I get ready real quick. And
Okay.
I mean really quick. Like if I
Yeah.
don't have my clothes picked out the day before, I don't.
So you have to do a lot of prep the night
Yes,
before. Okay.
because it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and no matter
Yeah.
how long you've been doing that, it's just
It's still 3 o'clock in the
it's
morning.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a little
rough.
creepy out too.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I get to run all the red lights on the way into work.
Oh, that's good
nice.
to know.
Yeah, so-
SPD.
We
That's
do have
good.
police watching our show.
Are you sure they are?
No,
No.
no one's
No,
watching
right.
our show.
Nobody's watching
Yeah,
our
so
show.
it's like it's really quick for me to get to work. I get to do that.
And then do you eat breakfast? Do they cater breakfast for you every day?
Do you have muffins when you get there?
No,
Which actually, that leads me to a question. Does Channel 20 have a mess hall or a cafeteria or something?
we do have a break room.
Oh.
It has a wonderful vending machine, and right now it's stocked with Twinkies, which are my favorite
Oh, brain
because they
food.
never go bad.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Do people like leave nasty notes in the refrigerator? Like, I had a chicken salad sandwich in here
Yes,
yesterday.
we did have a thief for a while who was stealing food, and
Tell us who it was.
we don't know. We
Steve
never
Bridge.
found out.
When he left, this problem was
Yeah.
ended.
No, because it happened again. Somebody stole Kevelly's cheese stick the other morning.
Oh, I bet Kevly threw down.
She did. She was very
bet.
upset. She questioned a lot of the staff. But I'm like, who steals a cheese stick?
Let's see. So we're talking about Jessica Kevely. Who's the missing link in that morning show?
Carl Madonna.
We questioned him. He didn't take it, he said.
Carl can lie.
Yeah, I bet.
He's got that.
I don't
ability.
know about that.
He's
To
a
be
straight
honest,
talker.
I think it was Paris.
Really?
Oh, Paris.
She
Because
probably
she got
came
awfully
back from the
defensive.
gym on Monday morning.
Yeah, she
and,
said, I'm hungry.
Yep,
And so she took it.
that's probably true.
That's interesting. That's some good gossip. We like to
yeah,
hear.
we're going to spread that
If
around.
you have to give us any other gossip during this interview, we would gladly accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what's your background in this? I mean, because you started off in Mississippi, you did a little Jeff City, Missouri.
Yes, I did.
And then you got here. So what? I mean, is this like a gradual? Do you feel like you've been going the career direction that you've been wanting?
I think so. When I got my job in Jeff City, I was hired as the morning anchor, and I was like a one-man band. I was shooting everything, and then when I got the call to come here for an interview, and they offered me the job, and I thought, you know what, I might be able to make it. I might be able to have this as a real job
Yeah.
because.
So up to that
many
point, you
people-
had some questions about it?
Well, you just never know. I mean, I was like 24, and
Yeah.
you're like, well, I knew that I could always go home to mom and dad if something
Yeah.
didn't work out, because this is a really hard business, and right.
We don't even get paid.
We know.
Neither do I. So.
I know.
Wow.
So then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm really, it's happy. It's good for me here. I'm from Belleville. It's like an hour and a half from my family, and
Yeah.
That's good. That's
is nice.
good. What was
Yeah.
it like working in Jeff City and then going to Springfield, two capital cities? Compare and contrast.
Jefferson City is kind of dirty.
I thought so.
Oh, yeah, we knew
It-
that.
I kind of knew that.
You knew that? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something about it was just a little like they needed a street sweeper every morning.
Now, this show does play in Jefferson City as
I
well.
bet it does.
Yeah.
Isn't it across the country?
You've lost
We're
the
nationwide.
audience in Jeff City.
I think they were fine when I left.
Really? You didn't? It was mutual?
No, I left, but my last day was funny because I had broken my contract. Okay, but don't tell anybody that.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's watching, right? So
No,
it's okay
no,
if I
no
tell you
one's
this.
watching.
No, nobody will ever watch this.
So, but my boss called. My Friday was supposed to be my last day,
Uh-huh.
but he called me on a Thursday. Oh, you don't need to come in. So I didn't get to say goodbye to anybody.
So you were like
Wow.
canned the last day?
No, I mean, because I quit. So I guess technically if they tried to sue me, I could be like, well, you told me not to come in.
Right.
Yeah, true.
But you know, when we had that those Elvis impersonators here, there was
Yeah.
a couple from Jeff City that remembered me.
Oh,
Really?
really?
And they liked me.
That's good. That's
Mm-hmm.
good.
That is not a surprise.
So that leads me to a question about Springfield. How would you rate Springfield as a place to live and work? What are the drawbacks, and what are some of the maybe the benefits of working here?
I think like a lot of for a drawback for me is the fact that my schedule. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm a little isolated, which
Yeah.
you know I don't really get to see as many people, and sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's a drawback, but again, that's not really the city. It's just me.
Nature of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably hard to have a nightlife when you're in bed early enough to be up at 3 o'clock. In the
Exactly.
morning.
You know, I'm asleep by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly.
7 o'clock.
And then, you know, on Friday nights, I typically go to bed early, too, because I get up early on Saturday mornings to run.
Just nature.
Yeah,
You
so
have
it's
to do
just,
that.
Now that's right. You are a runner.
well, I run, but I never
You're
call
not a
myself a runner.
Now, did you just do the thing at Washington Park last week? I thought I heard you talking about
Yeah,
that. in the
I
news.
ran the half marathon. I
Okay.
finished. I beat my
Cool.
time.
That's good.
I
That's
was really
great.
excited. Yeah.
That's really good.
I was the one with the glitter on my shirt that said Jessica.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love the
Yeah.
glittery look. That's
I
very
can see
nice.
if I can get you guys a couple of shirts.
I would love some glitter.
Yeah, me too.
Who doesn't?
I know. I've got a question on the morning show versus the evening show. You've probably done evening just on occasion. I mean, it seems like you guys have such a good time in the morning. That's why I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why because you're watching a good time. In the evening, it's like, yes, and on the south side, we had 2 homicides, and the police are investigating. And then they go on to the next scary story. In the morning, it's, we had 2 homicides on the south side. Carl, you ever shot anybody?
Yeah, exactly.
You could like be light about it. That's like
I think the difference is, and at night they do a wonderful job in the, professionals. But in the morning, it's like it is 5 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning, and we're gonna mess up. We're not always awake. We're
Right.
kind of slacking around. We're trying to read the paper. I'm, looking up for celebrity gossip on people.com.
awesome. Yeah, I love it.
It's like we've got to keep ourselves entertained. We got to wake up.
Now, so I guess also I think the news is trying to control people by making them cheery in the morning and then depressing them in the evenings.
yeah.
Well, maybe
Wake
it
up,
helps them
go to bed.
sleep.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I
But
could
you know,
use
I
a little
know.
of you guys in the evening or
I
around
just
10
think
o'clock.
I just think in the morning too. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta be excited to get out of bed. You've gotta want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Hey, with
I
you
don't.
guys on the air, it's easy.
All right, well thanks.
You liar.
I'm glad somebody's watching.
What do you like to do when you're not working? What kind of hobbies do you have?
Well, I do like to run, so I do that. I know how to knit.
Oh, awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah. And in fact, my friend and I were gonna have a booth at the art fair with all of our
Really?
scarves, but then we realized we only had like 2 each.
So you wouldn't be there very long.
And that might have been just a phase, when knitting was really cool.
Yeah.
And
Knitting's not cool?
When was that? Because I
like
think
Julia Roberts is doing it.
Yeah.
Actresses do it on
Dude.
set.
Get on board, man. Knitting is cool.
Yikes! I got to go to the people.com a little bit more.
Exactly. All my family has my scarves.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. What?
That's
Except
awesome.
my brother, because his turned out to be a disaster. And I said I would work on it, and then I never finished it. And I'm like, you're fine.
Now, what kind of stitching is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
You know-
don't know either.
Trying to get into the knitting conversation.
My mother-in-law has a cold nose, and my wife one time knitted her a little nose warmer so she could wear it.
Well,
and
there you
tie it
go.
around. So
See?
there's a benefit. There's a real need for.
Nose warmer.
We only
knitting.
know how to make scarves.
Yeah.
Is kind of the problem.
Oh.
Well, you can just develop that technique and then branch out from there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
A big
about
scarf is just a blanket.
that.
Right?
But it takes a really,
Yeah.
really long time.
They won't let you do that on the air, I guess.
I'm doing other stuff on the air. I got other stuff to do.
Well, I think they
That's
should have a
awesome.
segment. Knitting with
Knitting
Jessica.
with Jess.
Knitting with Jessica.
I don't have any tips to give is the problem.
Oh.
I need people to help me. Like my friend Dina, I'm like, can you start this for me? Or can you end this?
So it would be a call-in show where people call in and tell you how to do what you're
yeah,
doing.
well, yeah, that would work.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And I'm
Plenty
sure
of
the
old ladies up.
exactly. They're up before we are, so
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
work out. Yeah.
Yeah. So what describe like one of your like worst days on the job where just everything was just going wrong?
I don't know.
Like
This.
you
It
just
feels a
mess
lot like
up.
this.
Yeah, it's kind of like this
It's
this moment
does
right
this
here.
count?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you might hear crickets.
I want to think I think one day one of the cameras went down. And so we were just like on one camera and there was nowhere to go.
So you're like jumping back and forth.
No, I mean, it's like we just had to like, stand there. Oh no, you know what it was? When we were on that like a temporary set.
Oh, when they
And-
were rebuilding.
Yeah, and we just looked so gross. I mean, really.
Like personally,
I don't remember
gross?
that.
Like
Yeah,
or
like
just
we were
the
all
set
just all
was gross?
shiny and like yucky and bad lighting. And
Was this temporary set outdoors?
No. Oh, but that's another bad day. The air conditioning went off. It broke. And of course, everybody thinks it was like a Memorial Day weekend. And like on that Monday, we come and we're like, the air conditioning is broken. And of course, they thought, oh, they're just the morning show people. They're just, complaining about everything.
Yeah, well.
Which, we do a lot.
Yeah.
And then finally they realized, yes, it was indeed broken. And we were sweating profusely. And I already have a sweating problem, and I don't need any help sweating
Bring
even
that down.
more.
Sweating problem.
And then we had the telethon for Children's Miracle Network, and the air conditioning was still off.
Oh,
and
that's
we
horrible.
were just dripping.
That's an embarrassment.
That I
Yes.
don't like that. I do that all the time. That's
That is sweat a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, you do.
You know
sweat a
what?
lot.
Something that we're people too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. We are. We are people. We just have perspiration.
And I was thinking about getting that rock that like you're supposed to put. Have you seen that? It's like a
Yeah.
rock, and it's supposed to like I don't think it might dry you out or something.
No, you thought we were the weirdos coming on our show and listen to this.
Wait a minute, you're buying a
alternative-
But
rock?
I'm trying to help
Is this
you.
like a pet rock thing?
No, it's
No.
like this
Scam?
like crystal,
Yeah, it's
and
a crystal.
it stops you from sweating.
It's like those magnet things that keep your body in.
So if I see you on air like clutching two giant crystals,
I don't think you
I'll
did-
know why.
it's not. You have to carry this thing around.
I think you just like in the morning when you're getting ready for work, like instead of putting deodorant on, you just like hold a rock there. I don't know. I've never bought
I
it.
don't know how comfortable I would be with that.
But if it stopped you from sweating,
No,
Yeah.
I understand that. I just there's a protection issue there though. It's
I
like
would
mental.
wipe just about anything on my underarms to make sure that it stops sweating.
see,
So,
and
a
see,
rock?
like I was at the gym today,
rodent?
and I thought I was the smelly person,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think I was.
Oh.
See, because you've been using the rock.
Well, I haven't been using the rock, but
Do you use the
I-
rock solely on
I don't have the rock.
Oh, you need to get the rock.
You probably should get the rock.
I'll get the rock and let you guys know about it. I
Yeah,
was
let
just,
us know.
Yeah.
throwing that out there if you wanted to try
That's
it.
good information though.
Well, I do what I can.
That's good information. So she has rocks.
Sweating problem,
and she
rocks,
drinks
drinks a lot
Okay.
before she goes on the air.
Yes.
Yes, not after.
No, after. Okay.
Okay. Music, books, movies. What kind of things in that area are you interested in?
The book I just finished was The Magnificent Ambersons.
Oh, I've wanted to read that.
That was one of those books too that I bought because I like to read like a book that I should read and then a stupid book.
Yeah,
like
so
a,
it sort of balances out.
Yeah, and that was a book that I was like, oh, I've got to read this, and I went on vacation. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to bring this, and I'm going to read it, and it was great, so I recommend
Well,
it.
good.
I like to read a lot.
You should have a book club on the air.
Yeah,
You
Jessica's
know,
book club.
In
like
fact, Dina and I had a book club, but it really turned into just a drinking club.
Oh, see, that can happen.
Well,
We have a movie club and it kind of goes the same direction.
well, it's hard. What are you going to talk about after a while? And I don't like
Yeah.
being told to read a book.
How to think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you were supposed to believe that this character was doing such and such.
Yeah.
No, that's
and
not how
sometimes
I
I
saw
just don't want to talk about it.
Everybody reads a different book.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So no, you're reading for pleasure is what
Yes,
you enjoy.
I really like reading. I do that a lot. One of my favorite authors is David Sedaris.
Oh, he's
I love
hilarious.
Oh
him.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
Ian
a big-
McEwan. Do you ever read his?
Who?
Ian McEwan?
No, I never
know.
read his.
I'll lend you boys some books. How about
Okay,
it?
great.
I do like to lend
Off
my
to
books
the
out.
literary class.
Yeah, I do too. I like sharing books.
However, Paris Irvin has 2 of my books.
Oh, again with the Paris.
Oh, would we like to bring up some problems there?
Well, she's got these 2 books of mine, and I'm afraid when she brings them back, they're going to be all like they're
Is
one
she
of
a
those-
book tatterer?
Well, I'm thinking that she probably is. If it's been
Does
this
she
long.
use a bookmark or does she fold pages over?
I don't know. She hasn't returned them yet, so I have not.
She sticks.
She
she
just
still
doesn't
has
return
them.
books.
She uses stolen cheese sticks. to
Yeah,
fold the page.
the wrapper.
Exactly.
She folds it in there, and that's how
Gross.
it
You
works
have
out.
oil spots on it.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me. I have a book of yours that I need to get back to you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I
that
have books?
SJR book.
Oh, you're right. Yes, yes, that's right.
Sorry, that was totally
right
off
here.
topic.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about
we
that.
do read too.
You
just
dragged
a
me
little
here.
bit.
Yeah, that's what we
that's
dragged.
Right.
Yikes.
I'm pretty much done with this interview now.
You are?
No, I'm not.
I've got
Oh, I've
plenty.
got some questions for you.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah.
Where do you guys get your clothes? Because I've noticed when I watch this show
That we look
how
fabulous?
I'm serious. I don't know who dresses you, but
It's a fantastic boutique.
It is boutique.
It's called the Salvation Army. And
You may have heard of it. It's got a lot of, fine clothing.
We have wardrobe specialists. They do measurements for us.
As you can see, this jacket's been specially tailored just for me.
Yes.
I
and-
think my grandma might have been the one who did that for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she.
What,
She's a
what
nice
are we ripping
woman.
on your grandma now?
No, she just likes short jackets.
Oh, I thought maybe she was
Yeah,
bad
no.
at that.
No. Ruth isn't bad
Okay.
at anything.
Yeah, keep Ruth out of this.
Mm-hmm.
She's good.
So in the future, if you're looking for clothes for your own job, I
Okay, I'll
would
keep that in
suggest the
mind.
Salvation Army. They've got a lot of nice blouses.
It's typically
Blouses.
yeah.
dead people clothes, but it works out.
I love dead people clothes.
Really?
It's funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're the
it's
best.
the clothes that weren't good enough to go to the grave with.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, they either grew out of it or they just.
Well, I'm glad that our look is starting to get out to the viewers.
I know.
Viewing
I know.
I've heard people talking about it on the street.
The talk.
Talk of the town.
I'm sure they talk about us.
I have another question. Wait, where was it?
Let me see your questions.
No. These are top secret questions.
I just want to see how they were
Oh,
phrased.
I've got a good question. It says any good recognition stories. So has anybody weird recognized you? Now we're not going to go the stalker road. We've tried that before. It doesn't work out. But have you had any good people recognize you and are weird?
Actually, this past weekend after I ran the half marathon, I was with my friends, and I'm being a glutton, drinking water and eat an apple,
Eagles and stuff.
and I can see out of the corner of my eyes somebody taking my picture.
Ooh, I wouldn't like that.
Oh.
No, and I was like, "Arr!" And
So
this-
like paparazzi?
that's
that
what I was like. Am I
Reminds me, I need
Lindsay
to put that picture
Lohan?
up on the blog.
He was there.
But this older man came up to me and he said, "Look what I took." He's like, "I'll send it to your friend." And I just go, "Okay." And I didn't know who my friend was, but 2 days ago, that picture was sent to me at
By
the station.
Paris Irvin.
that was the return address. But it was the names I didn't recognize, and it was like two women's names. I don't know
Weird.
who did it.
Somebody who probably saw you one time and said, "I saw Jessica English."
Oh.
I don't know.
I have a question for you. Have you ever done any acting?
No. Just every morning, 5 to 7.
No.
11 to 11:30, I act cheery.
You're acting happy now too, and that's
Yeah.
No, I'm enjoying myself.
the reason I ask is today I was trying to
air.
do some research on Jessica English, and
I'm familiar with her.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I saw that you'd been featured in a film called The Caress of the Vampire, and I thought this is too much.
No, yeah. I've
That was
done
one of the
book-
better film of the vampire films.
that everybody Googles their name, and
Yeah.
then that's what came up, and I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, what if my grade school math teacher thinks I'm
I
some
know.
actress.
I kept thinking, I hope this isn't the same Jessica English. This is before she got on TV. She
That
was in
was,
film.
if it was, this would have been a groundbreaking show.
Yeah.
Pull that out.
Well, sorry, it's just me.
Now she's gonna leave. Managed to
Fool them
cover it up
again.
one more day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, that's all that we have time for.
Jessica, it was a pleasure having you on. I
Thank
hope
you
this
for
was
having me.
simple for you and
I could do
not
this for
scary.
a week.
Yes,
A
I could.
week?
Yeah.
I don't get that time. Okay. That kind of
yeah.
time.
Well,
You gotta
5
go
to
to bed.
7.
It's almost
yeah,
time for
it
bed.
is.
Yeah.
But it was great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, and join us next week on Just Two Guys.
Hello, welcome to the party. Hi, I've never met you before.
I know.
Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time.